Welcome back. David Hertel in for Elias, who's enjoying his vacation, I hope. Well, here's another controversy that's raging with the Legault government. Our Justice Minister, Simon-Jolin Barrette, has been in an ongoing war with the Chief Justice of the Court of Quebec. So the Quebec court system is a huge system. It takes care of a lot of different things, a lot of different issues. So it's different than the Superior Court and Court of Appeals. And this is entirely controlled by the Quebec government. So that court system has been under siege by Simon-Jolin Barrette. There have been court cases won by Chief Justice Rondeau of the Court of Quebec on the fact that because of separation of powers, Simon-Jolin Barrette cannot order or cannot tell Justice Rondeau what criteria to use to hire judges. For example, the criteria that in some districts in Quebec, judges have to be bilingual. Simon-Jolin Barrette didn't agree with that. She had to go to court and win a case in Superior Court. Tell you, no, the executive cannot tell the judiciary how to run their stuff, their business. Now there's a new bill being tabled by Simon-Jolin Barrette, and now there are going to be consultations about how the courts are going to be modernized, and there's going to be more judges. And now there's another controversy because Simon-Jolin Barrette won't invite to the parliamentary hearings on the bill that aims to reform the Court of Quebec. Won't invite the Chief Justice to comment the bill. So how do we make sense of all of this? Is this a real serious problem, real serious issue? Always glad to have the insights of Charles Côté, who's a criminal defense lawyer and legal commentator. Charles, help us, please.
Good morning, David.
Good morning. What's going on?
It's hard to follow, and it's hard to understand, honestly, because the main actors are not invited to give their insight on how the reform should happen. And it's based, the latest bill introduced by the Justice Minister, there are those provisions regarding the funding of one of the sections of the Cour du Québec, which is le Conseil de la Magistrature.
Which is the body that basically runs the whole thing.
Yes, it's actually because, judges are named for life.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to make sure that these judges maintain their competence.
Yeah, there's oversight.
Major oversight. And whenever someone is complaining about the conduct of a judge, it is that body that will look into it and see if the judge was out of bounds.
Right.
If that merits a sanction, maybe new courses for that judge, or even destitution. So it could go to very large length. But this needs funding. This is also the body that will fund challenges to some legislation that wants to be introduced or is introduced into force in law that goes against the principle of independence of justice. We've had a few cases in the past year. You mentioned one where they had to go to court and contest a decision made by the government. Now, what the government is saying, because now with all these challenges, they're out of their initial budget. So they're asking for more money. This is where the government is saying, no, we don't want to give you more money. We want to control and make it a strict amount every year. So you'll have to control your expenses. This means we have a say on the judicial. We have a control power.
So here, Charles, and it is a difficult concept, and it's even for lawyers, and we're both lawyers, and it's a complex question. But tell us, because we're dealing with everyday life, and these days, we've got a lot of different issues. But why is it so fundamental that the judiciary and the executive be separate, that there's no undue influence. And this is like fundamental democracy principles that goes back to, basically France and the U.S. Constitution. This is basic stuff. And so why is this so important?
Because we need to be able to challenge abusive laws put into power by any given government.
Mm-hmm.
We have to have this independent body that will make sure that our rights protected by the Constitution of the country are respected. And this is the judiciary. And this is independent of any color of government we have.
Mm-hmm.
They are there to make sure that we are properly governed and that no abusive laws come into effect. Just imagine giving more powers to police to say, we can search your house without a search warrant.
Mm-hmm.
Governments can make laws like that.
Yeah.
Especially in a government that is a majority government.
Well, Bill 96 has such a thing, apparently, with the
Exactly.
OQLF. The OQLF can do warrantless searches now.
Exactly. So this has to be, if there's a challenge in court, the court has to have the leeway to say, no, this is not acceptable in our society, given our protected rights by the Constitution. So there has to be a separation of power between the two, and it goes to the core of that independence when the Justice Minister said, no, we're going to control your funding, so you will have to pick and choose what you decide to contest, if ever.
So this is why this is so important, because now Simon-Jolin Barrette is trying to control the judiciary by controlling the purse strings.
Basically, that's what it comes to.
And so why do you think, you're in court all the time, you practice law, and you've been doing it for decades. What are you hearing? Why is Simon-Jolin Barrette so intent on controlling the judiciary in ways that, most people say, you just can't do that?
I could not tell you, honestly.
We're not hearing why.
No.
I know, but I'm just wondering if you'd heard anything.
No, I haven't. And I wish I could understand it and give you an honest answer about it, but I really don't get it. It's the first time I see that so open. It's an open battle right now.
Because he's doing it for the number of judges. He's controlling the hires. He's controlling the staffing. He's trying to control the language that, is needed, the English requirements in certain districts. He's controlling, he's trying to control the funding. These are unprecedented attacks at a principle that, this is like your first day of law school.
Yeah.
Anyways, to be continued. Charles, always a pleasure. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Likewise. Have a great day.
Charles Côté, criminal defense lawyer and legal commentator.